So you have a small business, perhaps even a home business, and you realize, and also other people tell you, that you need to have presence on social media. But it's very confusing. It's very, very difficult to handle social media for your venture yourself. Where do you get your content from? How often do you post? How do you continuously engage with your followers so that it organically grows? It seems like a full-time task or a full-time job in itself. Where do you get the time to handle your business, right? My guest today is Rakshita, who has been doing her own social media for her business, and we're going to take some tips from her. Hi Rakshita.
Hi Dipika.
So first tell me a little bit about what you do.
Okay. So I run a venture called Recipe Dabba, which is about making healthy choices. And in order to make healthy choices, we help mothers, young kids, and corporate professionals, learn recipes with us through our workshops. So that's exactly what Recipe Dabba stands for. And we have a full-fledged website where we keep uploading, different recipes and very interesting breakfast recipes which people can follow and reach out to us.
And how old is this venture?
This is 1 year old.
That's it.
Yeah.
Very nice. So, when we first spoke, I actually went and checked out your social media handles, and I realized that you've done a good job in terms of growing for a local business, for growing your, followers.
Okay.
So, I wanted to ask you, is there like a goal in mind, or how do you select your social media channels? What is it? So, what is your starting point?
Okay. So I actually I'm a solopreneur, right? So I handle everything by myself, and so is social media, and my most of the business leads, they come from social media.
Okay.
So of course I can't miss a goal. Right, so I have a goal in terms of I understand there's something which I've coined a term for myself. I call it ACE. So A stands for audience, C stands for content, and E stands for engagement.
Wow.
So now with ACE, first I have to understand the audience, where exactly my audience is. So over the time I realized that my audience is on Facebook, is on WhatsApp, is on Instagram. I'm still there on Twitter and LinkedIn because I want my corporate presence. And that's where exactly I'm trying to understand my audience and trying to build in the content which my audience will like in that particular platform.
Okay.
Now every platform speaks a very different language. So one has to understand that. It's not alpha, beta, gamma. It's not very difficult. You just have to be in the platform to understand the language. And that's where we're trying to bring in the things which are playing around the entire social media, and then we work on the engagement strategies around that. So the goal is, of course, get the business leads, and of course it's actually broken further down about how much content will flow in each and every platform.
Okay.
So whether I have to have 10 conversations on WhatsApp, whether it has to be 2 Facebook posts every day, whether it's about Instagram has to be more frequent. So let's say 5 Instagram posts. Accordingly, you can probably get into that and start working around that.
So do you so all this content that you put out, where do you get the content from? I think that's the biggest challenge that everybody faces. That it's very easy on personal social media. I mean, kuch bhi chalega.
Correct.
But but for your venture, how do you decide? This is the content that I'm going to post out. So, like, what do you do?
Deepika, actually, being a solopreneur, it becomes very easy for you. You know why? Because, it's like your own child, and you know the best for your child. Yeah. Now, once you know what is best for your child, because you know your audience, you always have to have an eye for content. When I say eye for content, it's like I'm content hungry. I'm always looking for content. Even when I'm in market, because I work in the food business, so when I'm going to, let's say, Sabzi Mandi, I'm going to click pictures. Okay. I go to a market, I'm going to click pictures of dal and masalas, and that's the content which I'm going to use in, let's say, my tips, my competitions which I'm actually doing on my social media. So the thought is that you don't always have a ready-made content available. Once you understand what exactly is your thought and what you want to promote, you can actually keep looking for it. So even when you're visiting restaurants, you're meeting your friends, food is available everywhere. So the pictures are always available. Now the second part is that how do I present that? Picture to click kar liya, abhi kya kare? So my phone has has different apps which are around, right? I keep changing my apps every month. So that helps me use the same content in different manner. You know, it's like the same wine in different bottle, right? So I keep changing it. The packaging keeps changing. Sometimes I would probably make a picture collage. Sometimes I'll make a picture video. Sometimes I'll probably put a tip around it. Or maybe I can just ask a simple question from people. And then, of course, depending on different platform, the timing will differ. So let's say if I have a picture today, I'm going to share on Instagram. That same picture with a different angle will come on Facebook. The angle will change on Twitter, right? So the audience will still see some freshness there, but it's the same thing which I've done, right? So even when I'm clicking a picture of my entire platter, I'll click from different angles. Some angles are something which is perfect for my blog, but the other pictures are not going to be waste for me. I'm going to use it in a video format or something else.
So there's no pressure that I've taken a picture, oh God, I have to think of something smart and post it out right now.
No. Yeah.
Just collect your pictures, collect your content, and figure out later how you can possibly.
Absolutely.
It's actually a very, very smart thing to do. So you can actually build a schedule depending on what you have and what you're going to write about that, what tips you can do.
In fact, some people really get overwhelmed because one, social media itself is very overwhelming. There's so many platforms. It's like continuously changing, developing, new things are coming up. Then when you're a solopreneur or maybe you're a small business, you have so many things to do. Social media is just one piece. So two overwhelming things when coming together, actually it's a chaos. So finding a sense out of chaos is a difficult thing, and I think that's where people get stuck. And so my advice to people is that they have to change that that mind block shouldn't come in their piece, right? And then they should start doing it. Start doing it. You would see that okay, things are not picking up, and it's your own page, right? You can experiment, right? So unless and until you experiment, how would you know what's actually clicking or what's not clicking?
We are so bothered about sending out the perfect content that we forget to be authentic and we forget to experiment. I think a lot of business owners get very bogged down with it has to be the right picture, what am I going to write with the picture. It's perfectly okay. At the same time, it's authentic, it's you, so it doesn't matter if you actually make mistakes. Very, very smart thing to do. So from our viewers, would you have tips on how they can, so where do they get the content from, or just tips on how they should handle their own social media?
Sure. Actually, while we were talking, I had already shared the tips, but I'll still, give you some pointers. So I think one of the most important things, which, that's how I started. So when I started my food blog, which was actually a blog, before it becoming a business, is that I started following the best in the business and understanding what are they doing, right? What kind of social media platforms they're using, the kind of storytelling. The storytelling is a very important aspect of social media. How are they presenting, right? What exactly are people looking at, right? So that is one thing, in every business which you do, you have to follow the competition of the people who are the best in the job. And the second thing is about researching about the tools and techniques which people are adapting. So like I said, my phone has so many apps, and I keep changing those apps, once a month. Right. So let's say, sometimes I'll create posters on Canva, sometimes I'm going to use designer, right? And maybe some other time I can just probably put a photo editor and just, scribble something and use it. Or maybe I'll just not use any tool, or I might just use a filter, right? So it's basically the different things which are happening. Your Play Store is loaded with things which you can do. You just have to go on your Play Store, look for the tools and use it. It's that simple. And so I think that is a very, very important piece that you can do. And the third very important piece is about being consistent on the platform. I think most of us, it's like, okay, today I heard you, I'm going to be all over the place. Because, I heard you, I'm going to be on Facebook, on Twitter, or on LinkedIn, and then it just goes by, it just fills out. So you have to make sure that you're very consistent because your audience, once you gain the audience, it's very, very important to keep them engaged, especially on Facebook, because the feeds work like that. If I'm posting something and if people are not liking it, my posts are not going to show up to them. So it's very important the timing. What time, even if you have a Facebook page, go in the insights, see what time people are available, when your audience is more live. Mostly the audience, so for me the audience is live around 10 o'clock, right? So I don't do any postings around morning, so I make sure it's coming in evening, then people can see it, right? Having a group, Facebook group is a better way than just having a page, right? Because group has more reach than page. So these are certain things which probably people can do, and again you have to understand where your audience is. If they're not on Facebook, then don't waste your time on. If you have a corporate audience, please don't come on Facebook.
Facebook.
It's better to be
LinkedIn.
on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
And LinkedIn, of course, has so many ways of
Yeah,
promoting yourself.
absolutely, absolutely.
And so I think that's where
So I really like what you said about knowing your audience. I think that's the most important thing, because then you talk that language.
correct,
Right,
correct.
that is the most important thing that you said.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on She Means Business. I think her tips were really very, you have very practical
Thank
tips
you.
and very interesting. And she's using that and she's been growing. So I think there's a lot to learn from there.
Thank you
you
so
so much
much.
for being on She Means Business, Rakshita. And for my audience, till next time, stay tuned, stay happy, and stay focused. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do also follow us on Facebook. And to know more about what we do, visit our website. And don't forget to share this video with your friends.